Hey, um, having some technical difficulties this morning, but as a person who has worked in big corporate environments long enough, you just flip the word difficulties to opportunities. So I've been having technical opportunities this morning, and the opportunity that presented itself was reboot your machine, Joshua. I'm really guilty about just putting my machine to sleep and never ever rebooting. So thank you for bearing with me, letting me let my poor tired machine refresh. So hey, I'm Joshua. Today is what, September 17th, 2017, and this is the Delver weekly dev stream. You can find our website behind my head here at delvergame.com. We are Well, Delver is a procedural dungeon crawler with first-person, fantasy, and roguelike elements. There are two of us working on it. I'm one half of the Delver team. The other half is a developer named Chad. He is the original creator. I am the art guy. I do all the 2D art, the 3D art. I do level design. I do programming. We're a small team, so we play a lot of roles. These weekly dev streams I've been doing for over a year now, since July of 2016. I do it every Sunday. I don't think I've missed one. And in fact, I've done quite a few extras, so I'm pretty happy about that. I've been really adamant about sticking to that because I want to talk to you folks on a weekly basis to let you know what progresses we've made. And like on good weeks we make a lot, and on challenging weeks we make not as much progress. And I want to talk to you about that to let you know just where we are, like what we're like, our triumphs and our struggles. Just to let you know that this is something that we've been working in early access 4 or 5 years, and it's always been like in the back of our minds, if not actually being worked on. We're always thinking about Delver, so I just wanted to keep you up to date with that. Let me think. Sorry about the let me try to pause that a little bit. Delver is an early access game. We're on Steam. You can buy us for $7.99. When we release, we will be changing the price to $9.99. Also, we have a Humble widget, if that's your thing, which also comes with a Steam key. I say Steam multiple times because that is the build that is most recently up to date. It's the most up to date. Other builds are probably a few years behind at this point. So Steam is the way to go until we release our full 1.0 release, which is what I'm pushing hard towards. When we release our 1.0 update, we will then turn to our other platforms and update those as well, to include the Humble build, the Android build, and we'd love to get an iOS build out. Pardon me. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm good. Just taking a moment to gather my thoughts. Yeah, but no, it's good. It's a good day. Let's again, delvergame.com. That's the website. Visit it. Otherwise, let's take a look and see what we've been up to this past week. Let's go into our source control. Let's do a git status. Git says we're up to date. I don't trust Git. Let's do a git pull. We are in fact up to date. Good deal. I'm going to do a git log one line since a week ago with some pretty printing. Also, let me make sure this window's positioned so my head isn't in the way. Yeah, it's been a very slow week. So I think this stuff we did on the last stream, and then I've been doing some Fire VFX. I did a bonus stream midweek, and yeah, so yeah, it's been a very slow week. On my end, I've just been really kind of stymied with like this whole, I want to have the unique bombs actually be good, and let me think. I have arrow bombs, fire bombs, and force bombs. Force bombs are bad. They're not as useful. Like right now, I want to have fire bombs all the time because they are the most useful bomb. Just the plain old vanilla bombs are good. They're useful in pretty broad situations. The arrow bombs are okay. They're just not as effective as I would like. I've been playing around with making a proximity bomb. I think that will be okay. I still don't like it as much as the firebomb, though. Maybe I should nerf the firebomb. Maybe that's the correct way to go with that. So chat. So hey, everybody in chat. Hey, Dakota and Felix and Neil Slichter and Dr. Kegel and Steven and all the folks who haven't spoken up yet. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate that. Dr. Kegel says, are we going to have a release stream party? Oh my goodness, I had not even thought about that. Python user says, does git status properly update? I always need to run git fetch first. Git status will usually tell you if you're behind of head or not, usually. Stephen is asking, how do force bombs work at the moment? Right now, the force bombs, they apply an impulse to everything within a radius, which is okay, but like it does no damage and it just pushes things around, which maybe in a real, like, so in my test level, it's not super interesting. Maybe in a real level, it would be okay. I just worry it'd be more frustrating. And actually, I noticed a bug with it too. I could show you the bug. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but the bug is severe enough I may have to just pull them entirely. Steven is suggesting if damage is dealt when a thrown enemy hits a wall. That's not a bad suggestion. Yeah, so let's pull this over here and let's take a peek at the current state of the bombs. That's kind of like, so for my surprise system, I want to have 4 unique bombs, 4 unique enemies for each theme, and then after that I will be happy with the surprise system and call it good. Unfortunately, those 8 things are really holding me up. I want to make sure they're good, but I don't think I should. I don't want to hold up the release on that either. So it might just be a thing where I end up just cutting that idea or reshaping into something a little bit more manageable. Levels, test, bomb range, load. And let me also place the proximity bomb, even though it is very, there's no art for it just yet. Yeah, so the issue with the force bomb, here, let me add some enemies out here so we can see what happens to them. Added some spawners, monster, and let's just kind of put them out here so they have to kind of work their way towards us. Okay, that was not correct. Okay, so with the force bomb, you can grab it and you can throw up. What just happened? Did I drop it? 5Q. Nope. Play. Which, I mean, is kind of useful. But the bug is with bombs you can cook them, so you can hold down and let the fuse burn. But if I hang on to it, I get this effect, which is quite weird. And like I can, yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Because usually what happens is if a bomb deals damage, it will kill you, or at least hurt. Let me try with this guy. Oh, it was a dud. Of course it was a dud. So with this, if I go here in the corner and I cook it off and just let it go, yeah, that does enough damage to kill you. The arrow bomb, how does the arrow bomb behave? Yeah, it also kills you with lots of arrows, I suppose. Fire bomb. Yeah. But yeah, if you folks haven't seen the new fire effect, I'm pretty happy with where it's at. Yeah. think, I think I had a scratch file here at one time. Maybe I've closed it since then, unfortunately. Maybe it's sufficient just to have the firebomb or the arrow bomb, or maybe the proximity bomb, and just choose from those. Nikolai L says they should react for being on fire. They more or less, well, I mean, they kind of do, they kind of don't. They just keep walking towards you until they take enough damage, and then they run away. Which I guess I'm okay with. We don't really, I don't know, like, we could do something special there, I suppose, but for the time being. Oh, okay, and I set up the other bombs too. Nice. Because the fun thing about the bombs is they chain react pretty well. The reason I wanted to have unique bombs and enemies per theme is to make the areas feel less homogeneous. Nikolai, they do the hurt animation periodically as they take damage. When you're on fire, they take damage over a set interval, and they will play the hurt animation during that interval. Yeah. If bombs are stumping me, maybe I can move on to critters. Yeah, no, that's the thing, is like they are totally covered in fire, so it's kind of hard to see them actually react to it. Yeah, and I need to back up so I don't set the whole world on fire. Yeah, see, they do the little. There's just so much flame, and there's also like a flame in front of them that obfuscates them, so you can't really see them do the little grimace when they take damage. Okay, yeah, so folks have been saying that apparently I get a weird audio artifact sometimes where it's a loud click or crack, and I'm not sure what it is. And then the prox bomb, I think works okay as well. It just it goes out here, and then it will spawn a new bomb that explodes when people get close enough to it. I think that's probably an okay enough bomb. I just need to do some art for that. Weird. So after the click, the audio level drops and recovers slowly. That it must be some OBS thing. I may need. Maybe I'll try updating my OBS after the stream today. So I like the little jumping spider because its behavior is different than other critters in the dungeon. Yeah, let me just try something like. Let me for the dungeon area. Let me make a red slime that just keeps splitting. That might be okay. See how that feels. We're just gonna try to pivot to something else. Not get stuck. Let's open up. Did the click happen again? I have no idea what it could be. Is it when I close or launch the editor? Hey, Fire Dragon, thank you for joining chat. Okay, so entity surprise. Okay, this is the little fella for. This is the little spider. Yeah, I can test it. Let me see if I launch the editor and close the editor. Dr. Kegel is suggesting a red slime with inventory inside. That could be interesting. I didn't see anything there. What if I go into play mode and I quit from here? Okay, close. Oh, yep, nothing. Folks are saying it's not happening. Yeah, let's make a red jelly that just keeps splitting, and maybe attacking it is a bad idea. I'm not sure. Try to see how this is lined up. There we are. Close that window and try to get my little Photoshop workspace cleaned up so I can see what I'm doing. Let me real quick and dirty. Let's just Control J to duplicate this, Control U to do just some hue saturation tweaking, and let's just slide it till we get a color that I like. Or not. Yes, let's get it close. And then I can fix it, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, so I don't like this brown color here. Let's go wand. It was really okay. There shouldn't be that many different colors of weird. There shouldn't be that many, say tolerance of 4. Yeah, there shouldn't be that many different colors here. It should be like an 8 colors or like a 6 color sprite maybe. Control H to hide our guides, Control U. Again, I'm going to shift this maybe towards the purpley end of things. There we go. I love purple. Okay. And let's change this highlight color. Maybe desaturate it, or keep it saturated, pull the lightness up. Maybe so you get nice and jelly, then maybe change the hue on it to kind of an orangey color, maybe pull the sat way up, pull the brightness way up. Okay, then maybe pull this up as well. Then pull the lightness up, maybe saturation down. Things tend to be kind of desaturated and pastel-y in Delver. What about maybe more towards the purple, kind of bridging that there. So slime swap textures with the pumpkin. What is that, Felix? A gelatinous pumpkin or a mimic? Yeah, I thought somebody suggested making a bomb mimic, which I thought was cool. And then this dark color as well. Let's make sure. Yeah, this is kind of a weird brownish color. Let's make it a purpley, almost blue. Maybe pull the sat down on that. Because I'm trying to have values across both, or changes in both value and hue, and even saturation. That's kind of just for folks who are looking for tips to try to make their art, make the colors pop a little bit more. That's something I typically suggest folks look into. For example, a lot of us understand value pretty well. So value is light to dark. But also, you want to go typically on this earth. Shadows tend to be cooler, so the shadows tend to be more blue, and highlights tend to be more yellow. And this typically is an artifact of shadows picking up ambient light, which comes from the atmosphere, which is blue, and that our highlights mostly come from the sun, which is yellow. So that's kind of why we get this kind of dynamic range of colors just in normal life. But also I think it just helps art pop a little bit. Okay, I'm not 100% digging that. Should I pull the lightness up more and then play with where it falls in the hue spectrum? That's okay. Now he's way more pinky. Oh, maybe pull him more back towards red. Cool. Okay. So let's, I guess, merge that down. Let's save it. This is gonna be quick and dirty just to get it going, and then we can see how we like it. So let's look at Control Shift N. Let's look at entities.dat and Control Shift N monsters.dat. I think in here is our where is our Control F baby spider? Surprise, yeah, surprise. So here, surprise. So we have a spider here. Steven is suggesting inverse force bomb, so sucking things into it, maybe the floor with all the ledges is a good way to line up torch. I tried inverting it, and it works okay, but when you invert it, you have to turn the power way high because it turns out, like for the most part, if it's pushing outward, it's also pushing slightly up, so things get airborne and they go farther. But when you're pulling inward, things will collide with the ground and have friction. So I have to really crank it up high. So sometimes that makes it like really behave strangely in unexpected ways. And again, I'm trying to make creatures that require as few engine changes as possible. Just to give you folks a heads up, like not trying to make my life harder, trying to finish. Hey, Y Beach. Yeah, thanks for the clip, Dr. Hegel. I believe you that the annoying clip is there. I just don't know what is causing it. I can try updating OBS. I think that's probably the culprit. Basic monster. And then its texture is entities surprise, Pinkie Slime. I think that should be okay. I think all the frames should line up. Why is he not moving though? Reach, attack distance, speed. Oh, 0.5. Whoa, oh my goodness! That is terrifying! So 0.5 is way too fast. Let's try an 1/8. Yeah, an 1/8 is still way fast. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Have that again. I think that was a 16th. Play. Yeah, yeah, he's still way too fast. Oh. Yeah, that seems more reasonable. Okay, what does, so he is hostile. He has a short reach. He wanders. Can open doors is false. Slime should not open doors. That seems silly. Spawns loot, false. Triggers on death, no, nothing of that. HP, it's fine. Experience 0. That seems okay. Just as a very vanilla kind of creature. Okay, so let's right click to JSON and get our JSON. Let's copy this. Let's throw it into a JSON beautifier. Click process. There we go. Let's copy that. Let's go to our surprise monsters and create a new monster. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what units that velocity is in. Let me see, monster. I think they can only spawn spawns loot true. They have an array of items called loot. Yeah, I think I'll do the same thing with all my other stuff I've been doing lately with the fused bomb. We have just a spawns property, which is super handy for doing interesting things. So copy this. Just copy all this junk. Monster. There we go. And then infused bomb. Spawns. This spawns all this jazz. That's there. Copy that into monster. And let's look at also look for where this is being used. Loot. Spawn loot. Public void spawn entities. I don't think it takes anything. There we go. Oh, level that level maybe. Level. Paste. All those properties should carry over. That looks good. Let's find where this is being used. Spawn loot. It's probably used somewhere in die. So find usages. Yeah, it's used in die. Do die effect spawn loot. Spawn entities. Level. Cool. So this will allow critters to just drop whatever. Dakota says, "Are you going to miss working on this after it's done?" Oh, sure. Yeah. I miss working on all my past projects. You know, like they're all, they all have really cool things about them, and like I also remember, you know, like they are tied to parts of my life that I remember as well. Spawn entities. So then in monsters, so I think I could have, so this monster, I can have a property now called spawns, which is of type array, and it's going to drop a monster spawner. So what I can do now is they place entity spawners, monster spawner, monster Theme is surprises, I think is what it's called. Surprise, singular. And monster name. So let's take a look at, so our little baby spider, its name is Spider. I can just say something like, here, name is, say, Red Slime. Okay. And then this can be Red Slime. And then wait for trigger is false. So this should, yep. Oh goodness. Debug. Try again. Of course I have my computer connected to ground. Place entity spawners. Oh, pardon me. Something is tickling my nose. So we've several times throughout this summer, we've had several wildfires nearby that have filled up the sky with smoke. And for the past few days, it's come back. Not as bad as before, but we've definitely been struggling with yeah, there we go. There's our buddy, the Red Slime. And then if I can copy, say, to JSON, which should be a pretty darn simple JSON. There we go. And then I can have a red slime spawn a red slime. Oh, recursion, Joshua's favorite thing. Okay, let's give that a shot. Oh, I think I put a W in there. Control Z. Yes, so I think since like the 80s, all US houses have are required to have grounds. It's really ancient houses that have the outlets without ground. Base, all right, spawners, monster spawner. This is surprise, and this is red slime. Play. And then killing this guy. Yeah, it spawns in another slime. But he should be dropping no experience. Also, do slimes not leave corpses? Basic monster. He should be spawning a corpse. I'm not sure why he isn't. And XP is 0. Strange. Yeah, so this should be get the whole crazy stuff going on. Control F. Let's look at monsters. Let's look at Control F experience. Oh, the experience is just static. Oh, that sucks. It's just 3 plus whatever level this is. No, my mic cable, it's just from my PC back to my mic. There's nothing really crazy there. What is this scroll XP? I could hook it up since it is a property already. Actor, Control B. Actor has XP, which I guess we should just transfer, I guess, to, well, does XP, how does that go up? Add experience, just happens, F, add experience. Let's find usages. Where is this actually used? So it's only given to the player. It's never actually given to any monsters. So what I guess what I could do is monsters. Let's say all this jazz. Public float. Is that right? Float XP. That. Exp is of type integer. Yep, and this should preserve basic behavior. This.exp. Here we go. Okay, so let me test this out to make sure I haven't broken the world. That, and let's place a entity spawner, monster spawner. This should drop a thief. If I hit play, inventory, character, I have 0 XP. Play. And now I should have, I have no XP still. Not good. Okay, let me just quickly revert that change. Control Z, Z, save. Yeah, this might be something I just can't change. We'll see. Place entity basic. Actually, let's place. Placing it via monster spawner is the closest thing to actually game behavior. Okay, and then I should have been awarded, yeah, 3 XP. Out of curiosity, in the monsters.dat, XP is not actually set. So I'm curious why setting that property did not. Let's look at, yeah, here, let's do MaxHeating. Let's just do, so we have 2 constructors, and it looks like this one gets, that's actor, interesting. So monster. It's weird because they do different things. This one sets, this one's for ranged monsters. Okay. XP equals 3. Just put it in both, I guess. In both constructors, I should get called. Or does it make more sense to put it in a init? We can put it in a init. That seems like a safer place to put it. because everything should get initted. HP level, base level, init level, this init. Add experience, this.xp, go. Okay, place entity, spawners, monster spawner. Okay, that looks fine. Play. Okay, and yeah, that worked. So that is fine. So the problem is now they all still default to 3, right? That does not fix our, that is still the exact same problem we have. So this public int xp equals 3. Xp equals 3. Let me just remove this, put a breakpoint here, and just see what's going on. Debug. Spawner, monster spawner, play. Okay, so this.xp is 0. Yeah, I would have thought that this property would have overridden the one set in actor, but it looks like it's not. It looks like maybe it's because we call our superclass constructor that it gets set to 0. Let's check that. Okay, play. Okay. Place entity spawners, monster spawner. Play. Weird, I'm not hitting the constructor at all? That seems strange. So spawn monster spawner. So get monster, monster theme, monster name. So we did this call here. So we just get a copy of monster class. Okay, 9. Hit play. Step out. Oh yeah, this is our serializer junk. Let's get out of here. Here, let's do this. Let's just jump right to there. So we're loading our mod manager. Yep. Okay. Monster manager. Okay. So we have, looks like we have all the monsters already here. So XP is set to 3 right here. That's interesting. The red slime. So that should be for default for monsters. Okay. This is probably still in load managers. F8. Monster Manager. 9. Okay, yep. So we're getting a thief. So that gets returned as a thief. XP is 0 now. In the Monster Manager, monsters, dungeon. Where's the thief? XP is 3. It's really curious why it's nulled out. I'm not sure why. Very, very strange. XP is 3. Yeah, I don't know why when we copy out an instance of that, it zeroes out its XP. That is what is happening. Okay, well that's just going to be something I just have to I had to learn to live with, I suppose. Let's do monsters. Monster.java. Let's go back up to here where I was trying to overload that. Get rid of that. Just say public bool Lian gives XP equals true. Add XP if this dot gives XP. There we go. Add experience. And then in here, surprise. Red slime gives XP. False. There we are. So let's test this. But the thing is, Dakota, if the value isn't present, I'd have to add XP3 to all the monsters, and I would break compatibility with mods. So I don't want to do that. So let's just look at place entity, spawners, monster spawner. This one will spawn a thief. Let's just verify again. The thief should be awarding experience. I did not award experience. Place entity honors monster. If this gives XP, oh yeah. Ooh, this is not good. Yeah, this should just be 3. There we go. I think that's what was the issue was. There we go. Place entity spawners, monster spawner. There we go. Hey, Pocket Man. Thank you for popping in. Okay, so that did award XP, and then if I change it to surprise, and red_slime, plate, zap him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for some reason he's not leaving a corpse, and I'm not sure why. But actually, let me verify that. Yeah, that's a kill. That's a kill. That's a kill. Oh, Joshua, I'm not. Yeah, I keep forgetting that I'm in debug mode and not actual play mode. Okay, so if I go to the inventory and here, looks like he is dropping experience, which is weird. He ought not to be. Gives XP is false. Yeah. I have 3 experience still? That's weird. There must have been an artifact of me killing the other guy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very sure that the slime regenerates. Yeah, let me go ahead and do the geometric thing now. Group. Mostly because it was dropping a blood splatter, which it would not do otherwise. Okay, so that's that. That's that. This needs to have curly braces. So spawns a group. There we go. There we are. And just do 2 of those. Do something like X is 0.25 and X is minus 0.2. What? Oh. Okay. Curious. There we are. I think they're stuck inside each other, though. I think I need to give them just a little bit more room to breathe. Yeah, and they're doing weird. Yeah, they're doing weird things because they're clipping into each other. Yeah. Also, having this recursion without any termination is bad. Just so you know, it will result in like crashing the game because it will make so many enemies they don't know what to do with each other. So you have to be careful about that. But I'm pretty sure that these... Yeah. Yep. No, I think Javier is good. That's a good idea. What I can do is create a drop table here now, because this spawns property, it just picks one at random. So what I can do is I can just add this. I can do copy here and say Control V and Shift Tab, and then so what this does is it will either drop a red slime or 2 red slimes. So then if I just double this, we have a 2 in 3 chance to drop a red slime, or a 1 in 3 chance to create 2, which is, and then maybe let's also maybe have like a recursive case where it doesn't spawn anything. I think the crappy way to do this is just to spawn in a no monster, which will complain, but it will do. I think it will do what I want it to do. Entity spawners, monster spawner needs to be surprise and red slime. Okay. That seems to feel okay. Where it's not super out of control, but it's still kind of scary. And in the long run, they are way more likely to I think one thing I can do is yeah, yep. So Javier is correctly recognizing this. This is the recursive base case. This is a bad prefab thing that when we try to spawn it, it can't find it. So it I think it fails silently. These two cases, it will just repopulate with another slime. This one, it will increase the size. But what I can do is also for these properties, spawns. So I have a velocity and a spread. I can add a little bit of velocity to these things that should make them kind of pop, but they should already have that. Control F, spawn velocity. Spawn momentum transfer. Let me just take a look and see what's going on here. Place, entity, lights, ambient. Again, just crank it up to bright to get drugstore lighting because we want to see what's going on. Even though it's not going to look pretty, it doesn't always have to look pretty. We're just debugging right now. Play. There we go. Okay, so what we do is we just grab a random index out of our list of things to spawn. Now this happens to be index 1, which is I think just a vanilla monster spawner, which will spawn a single red slime. So momentum spawn transfer. This does spawn velocity. So this is that. So these are non-zero values. But the Z is 0. Why is the Z 0? Random spawn velocity. Randomized positions. That will spawn entity. Yeah, that should be fine. So is there always a 0 on the Z? That's my question. No, there's a small Z velocity there. So then if I go into spawn, well, it's a monster spawner, and the monster spawners don't necessarily this is the monster spawner spawn level. Step into there. I can have them. I can have it honor the M is null monster name. Oh, yeah, this is the no monster. So what I think I can do is here also I can and then just copy over the velocities. I think that might make sense. See what that looks like. Hey, Victor, how are you? Hey, Kane Star, thank you for popping in. Again, it's always nice when folks chat. You know, we have really talented folks watching me work, which is always a little intimidating. But also, like, you folks are smart and wonderful, and it's always a pleasure to share with you how I work. Because I like watching how other folks work to try to improve and better myself. So I understand the appeal. Spawners, monster spawner, surprise, and red slime. Attack, maybe. Let's see if that propagates F9. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that seems all right. Just a little. The little popping action is nice. They get stuck on each other though sometimes. Why is he? Yeah, super bizarro. Maybe if I make them, maybe if I make them spawn further from each other in this case. Also, maybe on the Y slightly as well. Maybe that'll help. Again, it's just trying to differentiate just slightly. 0.125, and then. Negative. Cool, yeah. Yeah, and Javier, that's a good point too. Maybe having it spawn either 2 or none actually makes more sense. Because if it spawns 1, you can't really tell what's going on. It's not as clear. It's still gonna have, yeah. Felix says also raise the ceiling and see if that still happens. Yeah, those are things we can certainly try. Also, I've been streaming for over an hour, so let me just take a moment just to say for folks who are just tuning in, hey, I'm Joshua. I'm working on a video game called Delver. Delver is a procedural dungeon crawler that has fantasy, first-person, and roguelike elements. You can find Delver at delvergame.com. So a game is Delver. You can buy it on Steam Early Access for $7.99. We are pushing hard to finish this darn thing up. Hopefully within the next month or so, we will be at 1.0, and we'll be releasing sometime around there. Yeah, I'm the art guy. I do all the 2D, 3D art, some level design, some programming. We're a small team. There's 2 of us working on it. So we do lots of roles. For the majority, for like the past 4 years of the project, we've done this all in our free time. The other developer still does it all in his free time. It's only the past few months I've been doing this full time, trying to get it wrapped up. So it has been a passion project. The project has You know, there have been periods of time where it has gone slow, and there are periods of time where it goes really fast. It's been a really awesome project to work on. It's the first thing I've made that has any sort of, I guess, I'd say like appeal, where more than a handful of people have actually played it, which is really cool. And I'm just really fortunate to be on this project, and I really like to share my work with you. And also because we also support modding, so I think this is also directly applicable to modders because they can use exactly the same tools that I use to make content for Delver. Spawners, monster spawner. There's also a Discord server. So this is just for my streaming efforts. The Discord server has channels usually aligned with the different projects I'm working on. There's also a show and tell channel where folks share the stuff they're working on. And again, that's why I say I have really kind and talented viewers, because you folks are working on really sweet stuff. Also, I should mention, I keep forgetting to mention, I'm a Twitch affiliate somehow. So if you want to throw a subscription my way, that would be, whoa! Wow, that's probably too much pop on the Z. But yeah, I'm an affiliate, so I consider it like a tip jar. So if you do, I would consider, or I would appreciate monthly subscriptions. If you are a Twitch Prime person, you get a free one of those a month. So feel free to send it my way if you think what I do is interesting. Also, this month, Twitch is running a promotional called September, where if this is the first time you've ever subscribed to me, you get this month half off. And the cool thing is I still get the same amount. So it's not like it's hurting me at all. So if you've been waiting to pull the trigger on subscribing to me, feel free to do it. I'd really greatly appreciate that. Also, you get some other little benefits too. Like there's a subscriber bot. There is, you get the stake emote. So I think that alone is worth a subscription. You get to slap the pixel stake emotes everywhere. Yeah. I also try to do a special stream for my subscribers every month. I'll probably be making art for them. I think that's my current plan going forward until I can find something better. Yeah. I think it's enough shameless self-promotion. I think the hop. I think I'd rather have the like maybe less of a Z hop, but more of an X and a Y, and maybe some sort of effect too to let you know that it's done its thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hey Shwinder. Yeah. I'm playing around with an enemy. This will be. I think this might be the special enemy for the dungeon area that is a slime that potentially splits into two. I think Javier was commenting on. Yeah, Javier was commenting on maybe playing with percentages, because right now it's a 50-50 shot. Which might be okay. Maybe not. Maybe he's right and it should be less. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is like the Star Trek episode Trouble with Tribbles. Okay, yeah, that can get out of hand. So I'm trying to de-incentivize fighting these things. So for one, they give you no XP, and potentially they double. Yeah, but I think Javier might be correct in that we probably should have less than a 50-50 shot, just so eventually they do all go away. Yeah. He was suggesting a 40% chance, which would be something like that. What happens if you place lava next to them? Yeah, if they get knocked, well, if they get knocked into lava, I mean, they should. I mean, we could test it. I think actually, I don't think enemies take damage in lava, if I remember correctly, or do they? I think they do actually. Let's do that. Let's do this, and let's add a lava feature here in the middle. Lava feature. There we go. Just pull it down just a touch. I also need to let's pull that up, and let's place a monster spawner in the middle. Poor monster. And then red slime, and it is in the surprise theme or category, and we hit play. That's not so bad. Yeah, they don't last very long, poor fellas. That was cool. Yeah, so more often than not, they are going to just hit the base recursive case and just cancel out. And occasionally they do crazy stuff, and potentially they could go on forever, but it's not likely. Not likely, but it could happen. Thank you. Yeah, the fog was an addition by Chad. I'm still of a mixed feelings about it, but I think it works well, and I'm not gonna. I mean, we need to ship this thing, so it's good enough. Yeah. So yeah, so it doesn't crash the game, so that's a good thing to worry about. Yeah, this seems to be going okay. Place entity lights, ambient, 8. And place entity basic fire. And I could say burns out as false. This will just be an ever fire. Just testing to see how it behaves with fire. I've got no doubles on that one. Interesting. There we go. Yeah, Hawaii, I think there are things in there to try to discourage entity stacking, but I don't know if we can 100% prevent it. But we try. Yeah, so let's also tone down the Z and maybe increase the X and Y on that. So so for the spawns, we have a couple of controls. We have this velocity, which right now is 0, 0, and 0.65, which is probably too much. So let's change that. Let's set the spawn velocity and spawn random velocity. So let's do that. Okay, so this is in the monster here and spawns. And this is spawn velocity. And this is just a XYZ triple. 0 y. I think it is sufficient just to specify the one component, because that's the only one we want to change. So 0.0625 I think is what it is now. Let's take a peek. 0.625. Let's just change that to calc. 0.0625. I think divided by 2 is like 0.3 something. Divided by 2, 0.3125. 0.3125. So have that. And then maybe for the spawn random velocity, increase the x and the y and leave the z and 0 out the z. So let's try that. Okay. And we need a x of 0.125 and a y of 0.125 and a z of 0. I think it's what the default is, right? So let's try bumping this up by a factor, or just doubling it, right? So let's see how that behaves. I think x and y is relative to it might just be the absolute, actually. Take care, Dakota. Have a good one. And place our good old monster spawner. Surprise, and this needs to be red slime. Yeah, let's raise the ceiling like Felix suggested, because we want to see how they actually behave, because I don't want them flying around like crazy. Yeah, maybe 50-50 shot was better, because I feel like, I don't know, it's hard to say. I can also add in a redefinition of the monster, so it always splits, and then that one has the potential empty base case. Oh yeah, they spawn with the same velocity. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, I think I need to adjust their maybe their collider. They seem pretty big. Basic monster. I think I just used this guy. Let's view collision boxes. Collision is 0.6. That seems way too high. Is solid true? Yeah. Let's have a 0.25. That seems like a better thing to do. Let's take a look. Let's do a 2JSON on this. Then let's take a look at collision. Let's grab the collision properties. Then let's make sure that our red slime is using these collision properties. I don't think they are, so let's just go ahead and add that. Okay. What do you mean there's no restart button in the editor, Hawaii? Entity spawners, monster spawner, surprise, and monster name is red slime. And Entity, lights, ambient. Plate. I think I'm liking where this is heading, maybe? I think this seems okay. I think maybe I should slow them down, maybe even another factor. So their speed is 00325. Let's make it 002. Slow them down a bit. I could save the level, sure. It only takes me. I could probably recreate it in the same amount of time it takes me to load it, though. Let me think. That's all right. I'm thinking maybe 50-50 was okay. I want these to. I want you to kind of be worried about these. Let's just see how that plays again. Yeah, there you go on about that file dialog. Unfortunately, at this point in time, we're trying to finish the game, so maybe post-release that could be something we could work on, but right now it's not a priority. Lights. No, not dynamic light. Yeah, be very careful about your usage of dynamic lights. The engine can only support a finite number of them, and the engine will start turning them on and off depending upon how far you are away from them. So it's better for your level, for just your your normal level usages, just to use a ambient light. I think the blood spatter looks weird, so let's turn that off. I think I can. Monster, or place entity. Entity, come on. Place entity, or don't. Let's just not place entities now. Place entity. Basic monster. There is somewhere there's this the whole. Because it gets serialized here. This blood pool decal. Control F. Blood pool. Actual F. Blood. Yeah, blood pool decal. So yeah, if it exists. I can make a different one, I suppose. And again, Hawaii Beach, I've told you numerous times about the whole accepting work outside of the dev team without hiring you on as a contractor or something like that, and having like the relationship clearly defined. That just becomes problematic if you're not careful about it. Okay, yeah. So I'll retheme the blood pool. Let's also play around with the art for this guy real quick. I think I have an idea which will be fun. Again, Hawaii, there are a number of things we could do to improve the editor, but at this point in time, we're more interested in finishing and shipping a game. I mean, that's just the honest truth of the development process. Let's go to Entity Surprise. Yes. And then animation. Okay, so base tile is something like 48. Is that right? 32. How long is that? Maybe 4? Okay. Okay. All right. Pixel art time. Okay, there's a weird, yeah, so that one's odd. Hey, Rainbow Wolf. Uh, cool. So what I'm thinking is something like this, maybe? Let's go to the first. Where's the first frame? Hmm. Actually, let me, let's put this on its, it doesn't matter. Let's change my shape type to that. Let's not worry about the detailing just yet, but let's just get this thing animating. Okay. Yeah, that's not doing what I was hoping it would do. That kind of is, though. Hawaii, this is like 5 animations? A 4-frame animation is actually really minimal. Most walk animations you see in video games are mini frames. Like a 7 or 11 is typically like a pretty traditional count. Yeah. So that's a good call, Felix. Maybe try a little bit of a squeeze here, maybe. But it's hard to do it without like over like making it too big, you know? What if this was actually a whole pixel lower? Up, up, down, down, up. So try and make sure the motion makes sense. So up, up, down, down, up, down, down. Um, hey chat. Again, I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm just kind of focused in on my task task at hand. With 4 frames, it's hard because there's not a really good place to hold. It's got to be okay, I suppose. Um, And then if let's say, if I create a new animation, new, wait, no, new, base tile is I think 36, is that right? I think that's right. Let me double check the where's the anim? What properties are these? Animation, walk, ba, 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 ba. Attack animation, where are these defined? Are they in the JSON? Yeah, yeah. So 13 and 13 doesn't make any sense. Walk start 0 and 15. This is for the spider. For the slime, I don't see them defined, which is really weird. And they still are working, which is also, unless they're not working, I just never noticed. What about slime? I think this is right. Monster slime. Yeah, apparently they just use the default attack frames, which is okay, I suppose. Oh wait, attack animation is start, 4, and 11. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, I guessed it correctly. Nice. Hey, Mazonix. Yeah, this is a new surprise monster. Yeah. Trying to get this whole surprise system finished up. Try to get this game released. Just trying to make sure I get this right. I think that's correct. Maybe just create a new layer real quick, just to get it ballparked in. Okay, and then on the layer below, I can fill it in and turn that back on. I missed a few pixels. Turn that off. I can erase the outside pixels. There we go. Okay, go to selection, CV. The you want the motion to kind of lag behind the eyeball motion should lag behind the actual motion of the base monster. Yeah, so right now the motion is okay, but I need to maybe play around with it to try to make it feel a little bit more snappy, I guess. Masonic says, how long have I been working on this update? How much left to do? It's been months. It has been months. For me, it's not, I mean, if it was just simply art, that would be one thing, but it's also like designing and trying to make sure stuff is fun, right? If it was just me drawing like 4 pieces of art, I could have that done, like in a couple days. But, trying to figure out what the pieces of art is, what the actual like design of the things I need to implement is, it's not that straightforward. When we make good progress, it is when things are clearly defined and I know where to go. But sometimes a lot of my work is just me trying to figure out a correct direction. Um, this frame, I think. QHPix says, are you planning on multiplayer? We are planning on not having multiplayer. So I guess that's what you can say. The cold area probably won't happen. Maybe something will happen with it after the 1.0 release, but right now there's no plans for the cold area. And also, I mean, folks can feel free to run with that and try to create their own interpretation of what the cold area might be. Merge down. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna try to maybe really push this shape a little bit further. That might be too much, but I can try to sculpt some of this back. Yeah, see if I can get this motion feeling just a little bit more punchy, maybe. Again, I don't think we just don't have time to do that stuff right now. Again, maybe in future updates, if we have capacity to do that. So that largely depends on how well Delver performs, you know. Yeah, the red slime has a chance of splitting whenever you kill it, and it doesn't drop any experience either. Or it drops no experience and no loot, so you're better off avoiding this thing if you come across it. I think about having these spawn in the dungeons, maybe. That seems okay. And then looking at the die is 16 and 9, so hurt animation is 12 and 15, so that's 13, 14, 15. So it's the 4 frames after this should be the hurt. So new animation, set the animation range, I think is something like that. Mr. Dumpster Baby 81 says, what software am I using for the sprites? Currently I'm using Pixel Edit, but I also use Photoshop. I jump back and forth between the two depending upon what sort of things I'm trying to do. Let me just go ahead and export this real quick and just make sure that it's looking okay. So export image, browse, entity surprise, save, sure, save, yup, and then let's hop into the editor. Take care, Hawaii. Have a good one. Place entity spawners, monster spawner, surprise, red slime. Place entity basic, no, place entity lights, ambient. 8 is probably fine. Throw some of these around. Plate. Also, let me pull the ceiling up just to make sure. I think I fixed the whole Z thing, being crazy, like popping up crazy high. But let's just take a look. Okay, play. Okay, so my animations are totally goofed on this one. Let's just fix the animations real quick. I think we can lift them from here. Control C, and then let's look at red slime. Because for some reason I don't think I got any. I didn't get any of the 2JSON didn't drop out any of these. So let's just add them. Let's put it right above spawns, I suppose. So it needs to start at the walk animations needs to start at 32, goes to 35. The hurt animation needs to start at I guess 44 is what that would be, and it would end at 47. And this one would start at 36 and end at 43. Am I goofing all this up? This seems okay, right? And this should be 40. And then this one should be 48 to 51. Let's give that a whirl. Hey, Axelatine. Delver Dev is good. Just trying to get this darn thing finished up. Trying to just push through these last few assets on my end. Trying to make sure they're good, both in like design and in quality. Spawner is monster spawner. I think this will be okay gameplay wise. Hopefully it won't break things. Folks in chat, feel free to you know, give me your thoughts if you think this is a game breaking thing or if you think this will be a cool thing. Mr. Dumpster says, my friend wants to use Steam avatar for channel viewers to sprites, make certain sprites through which allows. Lights, ambient, 8. Play. Let's see, does he attack? Yeah. It does attack, does it? And it does die, that's good. But it does need better. It does need better. It needs the correct perk frames, but that's all right. Nice. Maybe that XY random velocity might be a tad too high. Yeah, I'm liking how this is feeling so far. Let's go back and work on this. Yeah. I could make it a finite amount, but right now they just split. They potentially could split forever if you're not I mean, if the RNG is not your friend. Yeah, Felix is saying this might be a little too overpowered. Certainly, in tight spots, this is going to be definitely a problem. Yeah, let's try something like this. Maybe. This is kind of doing like a little jittery thing, so I could. Just have it kind of squish back and forth. Or maybe should it quaver up and down? That seems to be the motion it's mostly doing is up and down. Maybe that makes more sense. Well, sure. This is the first attempt at it, so you know the execution will hopefully tighten up here in the next week or so. And maybe I don't know. Maybe I was okay with the maybe the vertical squash stretch isn't quite working. Maybe it should be more of a tremble kind of thing. Hmm. Yeah, that might be okay. Now it looks like he's winking. Nah. There we go. That's fine. It's only for a few moments. Okay, and then last animation. I guess I can just advance this, right? Let's just reuse this one. There we go. Take care, Felix. Have a good one. I kind of want the eyeball to pop out, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the right direction to head. It would require a few more frames. Let's see if I can do it, right? What the heck? I think this is the correct size. Let me just create a new layer and see if I can just get the motion right on the eyeball. There. 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 Up, up, up. Up. Let's just keep pulling new frames on this one. So typically parabolic motion should be there we go. All right, just I think the motion probably be okay. Just gonna, let me just think, so there is a bucket tool, right? There we go. Let me just fill this in with the right color. I can just really quickly grab the tile tool and just do that. And these are gonna need some tweaking though. Hang on. All right, folks, I guess I've gone over time. I've gotten distracted with all this sprite art, but let me go ahead and wrap up here. I think my kiddo's home from, he is home from swim class. So I am Joshua. This has been the weekly Delver dev stream. Thank you for joining me. I think we've had a fairly productive day. Working on art is always fun. Sometimes it's time consuming. You can follow me here on Twitch at Joshua Skelly. You can follow me on Twitter at Joshua Skelly. I try to post what I'm up to. I also do a week daily dev stream. I'm starting a new project on Monday. Should be exciting. It's going to be a Twitch playable thing again. It should be fun. Should be, if you want to try following me on a new project, this is the way to do it. I'm a Twitch affiliate, so if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. I consider subscriptions like a tip jar. So yeah, so Twitch Prime folks get a sub every month, so you feel free to throw that my way. There's also a promotional being put on by Twitch called September. So for the month of September, you can subscribe to me if this is your first time. You get it half off. I still get the full benefit, which is cool. What else? Oh yeah, my little guy is really trying hard to get. Hey buddy, hey buddy. I think that's it. Let me just recognize my subscribers by name, and then I'll call it a good. So in no particular order, that Codrake, Glass Casket TV, Dr. Kegel, Smith, A Literal Train, Nixrod, That Bluestone, SG Bazzi, No Field, Neil Schlichter, New Obj, and Miss Beefy 1111. So I have to go before my son tears my office apart. But folks, have a good rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow for a new lunchtime stream. Take care, everybody. Peace.